Aloha co-chairs and fellow delegates. Please allow me to open with a brief traditional oli. Aia I laila kaloa kumai ka inui, o nā maka ho'oki paloha. Nani nana I kau I ka hano, nani nana I kau I ka hano. Aloha e, aloha e. As I stand on the floor of this global assembly, my voice rises firm, unwavering, and rooted in thousands of years of stewardship. This is not just a policy intervention, but a declaration of my identity, autonomy, and vision. As the world's governments gather to shape the future of the ocean through the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction Agreement, I remind them that the ocean is more than water and resources. It is a home for us, heritage, and legacy. Our journey to this moment has been marked by persistent advocacy and resistance. For over 3 years, Hawaiian and Pacific Ocean voices have fought for meaningful representation at the International Seabed Authority, confronting the advance of deep-sea mining adjacent to our ancestral waters. Yet the question remains, where and how should our voices be heard within institutions designed for state actors and corporate interests? Indigenous peoples have always been self-determining. Our inclusion should not be limited to a single committee or body, but must infuse every aspect of the BBNJ treaty. Representation is not a concession, it is a right, and it is foundational to legitimacy and justice. That is why we are suggesting that Indigenous peoples be represented in the subsidiary bodies as well as in the COP, and support tailored provision for Indigenous observer status, which facilitate Indigenous participation. As delegates debate language and legal and financial instruments, the true measure of progress is not found in procedural victories, but in the elevation of moral commitments. The BBNJ agreement, with its ocean potential, must be more than a treaty. It must embody a turning point in human stewardship. Protecting the ocean demands that we are not only listen to science and policy, but need the lessons of those who have safeguarded these realms since time immemorial. The success of the agreement lies in the recognition that Indigenous rights is not optional add-ons or symbolic gestures, but the bedrock of sustainable and equitable governance. Ensuring these rights is an act of justice, a fulfillment of history, and an investment in future generations. Central to the Hawaiian and Pacific philosophy is the inseparability of human beings and nature. In Hawaiian culture, the earth, Honua, preceded humanity, taking millions of years to reach the delicate balance that made human life possible. As beneficiaries of this ancient equilibrium, our duty is not domination, but care, respect, and reciprocity. As we sit here, companies are preparing to mine the deep sea. The consequences of such mining extend far beyond the disruption of rocks and minerals. They imperil the cradle of culture and the continuity of life itself. The specter of governments in the global north enabling profit-driven exploitation while disregarding the voices and rights of original stewards is a painful echo of colonial denial and ecological disregard. I conclude with a powerful exhortation. The deep sea is neither an open frontier nor an empty slate. It is a sacred living system honored and protected by Indigenous people for generations. The future of the BBNJ agreement hinges on the willingness of global actors to recognize this truth and to legislate not only by facts, but by fairness. As the world faces unprecedented threats and cascading crises, the imperative is clear. Equity and justice must guide every step, ensuring that the rights, wisdom, and agency of Indigenous people are not relegated to the margins, but placed at the heart of the planetary governance, and that agency requires funding. The BBNJ agreement offers an opportunity to redress centuries of exclusion and exploitation. It can become a beacon of hope, a commitment to ocean equity, Indigenous rights, and stewardship for future generations. But this will happen only if we move beyond symbolic inclusion to genuine partnership, listening to those who have lived in harmony with the ocean for longer than any modern law or institution. Aloha.